Hey guys, remember in October 2023 we had this cracked Nitro Deck come on the scene for the Switch? A grip style controller that led the way for plenty of other controllers that I have bought since. Some good, some not good, but this guy was kind of the main one that seemed to cause such a big commotion for people, including myself. Today, I have the new version of it, a little bit more expensive now, the Crkd Nitro Deck Plus. Well, this model here has one particular feature that's kind of making it more worthy than its predecessor. And then also, we got some new colorways and just some new things to talk about. So I figured I'd pick it up, show you guys, and just so you guys know, this is my second one that I got. And I'll talk more about that during the video. So let's go ahead and see what it was like to unbox this thing. If you guys aren't a fan of unboxings, go ahead and check the timestamps below so you can jump ahead to whatever you want to see. All right, guys, we got the Crkd Nitro Deck right here. We got the Built for Comfort, the Hall Effect Drift, or Hall Effect, hopefully no drift sticks. We got the docked mode, which I'm very excited to try this one out. It's kind of what I was missing with the old one. You know, you got to give it up to this company, though, Crkd. They really know how to make a presentation here. Look at that. You got I remember the start here from the last one. You got the QR code. Welcome to the Crkd, or the Nitro Deck Plus, the Nitro Plus deck. I'm not, I'm not really sure, but this is cool. Oh, okay. I like the presentation here with the bag. Really nice grip bag. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna take your Switch around with you, not a bad play to have one of these. Oh, and look at that. They have an HDMI adapter for the dock, which I wasn't expecting. But that's pretty much it as far as packaging. I don't see anything else in this box, so we're gonna put it off to the side. All right, so the meat and potatoes right here, the Crkd Nitro Deck, the Nitro Deck Plus. I'll never get over the name. Ooh. All right, so I went black this time. I'm pretty happy with my choice already. Just a really nice looking controller. Ooh, right away, I feel like this D-pad is going to be tighter than the last one. And my old one might be a little loose now, so maybe I'm not quite used to it, but that does feel a little tighter. These thumbsticks feel really nice. They feel really nice, guys. Wow. And then, most interestingly, I think I'm most excited to try out these little side buttons, which I don't think are a terrible idea. They're just kind of weird. So I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. So we got the original here, and we've got the new one here. So you can tell with what they come with, they changed it's not concave, but convex thumbstick style. These are definitely a looser feeling thumbstick, opposed to these, which just have a lot more resistance. Already a fan of these. Really like that. All right, so let's see the slide. I know a lot of people had problems with with this one originally, not feeling like this was scratching it up. I really don't think it's ever scratched the back of my Switch, though. If it did, it's not something I really care, but I guess you could see some marks back here. So if you're into, if that's something that concerns you, just know, I've heard it from other people that it happens. Nice click in there, not going anywhere. Buttons feel, they're nice and clicky. Surprisingly enough, this older one has more resistance. Definitely more resistance on the original one. liking the way the tops feel. And the back buttons really kind of feel the same. I'm not really feeling too much of a difference there. The biggest improvement I definitely feel is in the D-pad so far, which maybe it's in my head, but I feel like it's actually already gotten a little looser. Not like this one though, not like this one. This one's definitely tighter. Could be because it's new, but these definitely have more resistance and it feels a lot better on my thumbs. I like resistance, I don't know about you guys. And then these feel a little softer. Yeah, they're a little bit more padded when you press all the way down. So just a heads up. On the back, not too much difference, right? Let's go ahead and check out the white one. Ooh, looks like the black one's gonna leave a lot of fingerprints. That's okay. It's okay. I'm still happy with the black one. You got your program button there, which hasn't changed. A little bit bigger. You got your kickstand, which feels pretty much the same. This is a sturdy kickstand. It's not going anywhere. If I remember correctly, the one thing that I had gripes about the kickstand with was that when you put it down, you can never really get it like all the way, like there's no that. You can't get it just like on a real right before a 90-degree angle. You really just, it's either 90 degrees where it stays on the actual case itself, or you got to really pull that kickstand back, which honestly is such a stupid gripe. But yeah, just a heads up. Let's see what else we got back here. We got this input for charging and really nothing else. This is pretty much the same thing. Same stuff back here. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out, give it some love, come back, tell you guys my thoughts, and we'll see if it's worth upgrading or not. I'm definitely digging the new stick position, but as you can see, it's like not terrible. It's still uncomfortable down here, to be honest, which is, you swapped out one problem for another, really, unless you are just the X is your favorite button here, which you could just kind of slide in. But really, I think the intention of Crkd is to make everybody a back button fan, and that's why they included these two sides, which I'm gonna have to try out and see how they work, but my fingers like to go straight up, so that's a little odd for me. So I'll let you guys know how it goes when I come back. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about, or we have to talk about, is the thumbstick placements. So yes, still support the Hall effect sensors, still supporting the Hall effect sensors in the triggers too. And now we have a more traditional PC style handheld grip where we have the two thumbsticks on both sides of the controller up here. And I didn't think it was gonna make too big of a difference at first, but after a while using it, it really does. It kind of sits in your hand better. It sits on the palm itself, so you don't really have to move it too much. And it does make a difference. Not huge, but enough to notice at the very least. So the one thing though is it doesn't really fix the ergonomic placement of the actual buttons to the actual thumbstick ratio. You're still gonna have slight of a bit of an ergonomic conundrum to go with here, because as you're moving your thumb, you have to make it down here, and you're gonna have to move your whole hand down just a bit. So just know that they really didn't fix that problem. That was something that was an issue on the original Nitro Deck, and it was something that people definitely had an issue with. Now you can see that they've actually added two separate buttons on each side of the deck here. So I guess the idea is that instead of clicking these buttons down here, your traditional X, Y, A, B buttons, instead you'd move your thumb over to these side buttons over here, which I'm still getting used to be honest. And I think for some games it really does have purpose and it feels good, and I definitely see myself using it more and more. For people that are gonna be more into the traditional style of these buttons down here, it might take a while to grow on you. And honestly, I have a feeling some of you guys aren't gonna like it at all. But For me, I think it works fine. I think the idea with the Nitro Deck is that they really don't even want you to use these buttons. They want you to use the back buttons, and they want you to use these new side buttons over here that are mappable to any of the other buttons on the controller. You know, with that being said, the buttons on the side do feel, for the most part, pretty good. I will say my button over here on the left side of the controller is way more sticky than the one on the right. I didn't notice this on the first version I got, but this second time around, yeah, definitely a little bit not as responsive as the other one. I could definitely click way faster in this one than I can in this one. So let's talk about rumble for a sec. This guy, the old Nitro Deck, the original right here, this guy's rumble was, I'm just gonna say it, pretty awful. It was loud. It doesn't feel very good. And I hated it even after they updated the software so you could decrease the level of rumble in it. It still just wasn't for me. It was one of those things where it would literally take me out of the immersion of the game if you were playing in handheld and listening to the volume on the Switch. Also, it could literally keep somebody up at night. My wife, if I was playing in bed, where I would just turn it off most of the time. So yeah. So when it comes to the rumble on the Plus version, this one is so much better. They definitely took note with that. There's a much better motor in here, or at least its placement is better, it feels like. It's quieter, not inaudible, but still so much quieter, and it feels a lot better. You still have those 4 stages of rumble from low to high if you want to make that adjustment. But yeah, just a night and day difference, and I can't appreciate it enough. So the big selling point of the Nitro Deck, at least the Nitro Deck Plus here, is that this one has dock mode. You can actually, this whole thing right here is actually a dock. All you have to do is make sure it's powered on, so you make sure you have the input and the output plugged in, so you have your output going to your TV, and yeah, it just kind of does its thing. Really cool. I love that I don't have to take a separate dock with me if I'm going to be traveling. This thing just kind of does it all. I will say though, you absolutely need to have a good power supply, or at least the Switch power supply, to be able to charge this simultaneously to keep up its power while it's putting out video. So just keep that in mind. If not, you're going to be losing power extremely fast. And in a lot of cases, I've noticed with not strong enough chargers, it won't be able to put out the signal at all. So just a heads up. One other thing I did try to do, since I had this and I have my portable monitors with me, was I tried to take a USB-C connection from this to USB-C on a portable monitor, which didn't work out as well as I hoped. The portable monitors just take too much of a charge, so it wouldn't allow signal to get to the monitor without disconnecting. So just a heads up, if that was something you were interested in trying, yeah, it doesn't work. So Crkd has 2 colorways right now. You have this ice black look, this very nice, you can see through to the mechanics in here. I just love that look so much. I think it just takes me back to older console days, and it just looks great. So you have the black version of this, and you also have the white see-through version too. They both look really sharp. They both have this really purple underlay underneath the thumbstick, which I don't know if I was gonna like it or not, but I definitely do. I think it looks great. And I'm sure Crkd is working on a bunch of different colorways right now. That's kind of what they're known for. So I'm excited to see what they put out in the future. Okay, so let's talk about the Crkd App. The Crkd App? Okay, so let's talk about the app for the Crkd Nitro Deck Plus and the Crkd Nitro Deck. Yeah, you can do a lot of the customization on the app itself, so we'll take a look at that here in a sec. But when talking about programming a lot of these buttons, you do have a program button, just like on the old one, on the back. And there's also a ton of other customizations that you can do based off of certain inputs that you could hold at the same time. Crkd did a whole video on this, and it's actually quite a bit. So I'm actually just gonna throw that video underneath this one if you guys want to check it out and see what else it could do. For me, when it comes to mapping buttons, dead zones, things like that, trigger sensitivity, yeah, you could do all that on the fly if you want to, but I'll never remember those commands. So for me, it's all about using the in-app service. So let's go ahead and check out that right now. So once you get your device tapped into your collection, you'll find the product number and the rarity. And to actually get the customization going, you're gonna hit the CTRL, and then you're gonna hold down the D-pad and use the home button for a few seconds, and then it should take just a minute. Once you're in, you can see the product rarity, and you could also see firmware, buttons, trigger, sticks, rumble, and collection. Starting off with rumble, you do have 4 levels of sensitivity here, so you have that off, low, medium, high, and I like that you could do each motor individually. I think that's really neat. You can also remap all the buttons, which is great, especially if you're going to be using this on something else besides your Switch, because it does have included Bluetooth. You have your trigger sensitivity here, which is great. Again, you have your left and right control, and then it's just low, medium, and high. Going into your sticks, you have a no dead zone mode, which is really cool. Crkd does suggest going into the Switch itself settings and make sure everything's set correctly. And that's pretty much it. So as I mentioned in the intro, this is actually my second Nitro Deck Plus. The first one that was sent to me, the USB power wasn't actually powering the whole controller. And yeah, I had to send it back, unfortunately, during my pre-order process, which was kind of a bummer because it made this video just a tiny bit late. So sorry about that. However, it did shed a little bit of light on the service of the people over at Crkd, and for the most part, it was pretty good. I wasn't super happy I had to send a video in to prove that my deck wasn't working, but in a few days, I was able to get a new one shipped to me. The one thing that really did surprise me, though, was that I found out about the warranty, which is a 2-year warranty on the Crkd Nitro Deck, which I gotta say is pretty good when you think about it from a controller standpoint, as something as easy as a button or something like that could get broken really easily. So I do like the fact that this thing has a pretty good warranty on it and that you are able to email these people and they get back to you. So awesome. Can't say that about every single controller company out there, or even just some of the stuff on Amazon. So it's nice to have that reassurance. So for $69.99, you get the Crkd Nitro Deck, the box, the sleeve, and that's pretty much it. You're just gonna get this, and you're gonna get the sleeve that comes with it. If you pay $10 more, you do get the accessory to be able to plug this in to your TV. It's the HDMI to USB-C adapter. If you have one lying around, maybe save yourself the $10. Or if you want to look for something cheaper online, by all means, but just so you know, they do sell it in a $10 more version. So honestly, in conclusion, I'm pretty stoked on the new version of the Nitro Deck Plus. I think it's great for the most part for what I use it for every day, and now having the dock included in there, it's perfect for me. I personally like the design of this thing, so the ergonomic features don't necessarily bother me as much as they might for some people that might be more sensitive to it. So yeah, I mean, we'll check out in the future and see what else comes out online. I know that was a big thing with the first one. So many products emerged after that. So let's see if the same thing happens this time around. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to checking those out. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you guys have any questions about either one of these two things, let me know in the comments. I'm totally happy to talk to you down there. I love it. And yeah, thanks for being here with me. If you guys can, like and subscribe, but if not, I'm just happy you stopped by. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.